NES Classic discontinued.
Yeah.
Does Nintendo hate money?
Well, okay, so they've got another run of them coming out.
They have,
but this will be their last run.
What I read is that they have what's left of them coming out.
Oh.
It's not like they're...
See, I thought they were still working on a shipment to go out, but that this will be the last shipment.
Yeah, well, it had already been discontinued in like the UK or whatever. But what I read in the article was that, they're shipping the last units to retailers now. And if you want one, you need to contact your local retailer.
Right.
And get it, because after that, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get it.
Nope.
Now, I've got one.
Yep.
I waited in line for one. I was one of 2 people at my local GameStop to get one.
Yep.
So yeah, and it's fun, and I've played it a little bit, maybe not as much as other people.
Yeah, not much
I
lately.
got to mod it, and put some extra games on it. There's a local shop here in town that sells, retro game stuff, and they have an NES Classic, and I asked him, I was like, how much do you want for it? And he's like, $150.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, how much will you give me for one? And he's like, you got one? I was like, yeah, I got one. I've still got the box to it, and it's been modded. There's an extra 30 games. And he's like, I'll give you $125 for it. This was weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that it's been discontinued, I went to eBay and looked, and there's some of them, that have bids on it.
Yep.
For like $250, $300. So I'm thinking about taking it back and being like, what do you give me for it now that it's been discontinued? And see if I can't squeeze a couple extra bucks out of them, because, it's $60 investment.
Yeah.
I've already got, all the Nintendo games on an emulator for my PS2.
Yes, you do.
Playing Nintendo games on your TV is very easily done.
Yeah.
These days, if you have the tools to do it, or want to buy like a Raspberry Pi kind of, computer type thing, or, there's a million ways to do it.
Yeah.
Do I really need that and sit on it whenever I've got this and it's already I've already been offered twice what I paid for it.
And now you will be offered more than that. Probably
Maybe.
3 to 4 times as much as what
Well,
you
I don't know if it's
paid
going to
for
be that much. He might offer me like $175 or
I mean,
something,
that's
because he's
the
got to
thing,
make
though.
a profit. He's got to make a profit on it.
But those things are scarce now.
I just wonder,
And they will continue to be scarce because they are discontinued.
I just wonder
they will not
why.
be made anymore.
I just want to know why. Like, what is the thought process behind putting something out that immediately sold out and not continuing to manufacture them and make them available? That's what I don't understand from Nintendo. Like, why would you stop creating a product that is successful? That if they did another production run of it, they know that they would sell all of them. Does it cost too much to produce? The licensing for all the games that aren't necessarily Nintendo games, but third-party games, is that too much or what?
Maybe it was after someone figured out how to mod it, they lost their profit edge.
But people still want it, just so they can mod it. I mean, who cares? I think where Nintendo went wrong with the NES Classic, honestly, is they should have put some kind of internet connectivity in it, and a virtual console with more memory in the system. They could have charged an extra $10-15 to put that part in there, and then sold for $1.99 or $5 or whatever for certain games, and let people download games onto them. That would have at least slowed the tide of modders going on this, because now check this out, and we haven't talked about this for a while, but this is true. It's not, I'm not like misinformed, but they found a way to compress things with the NES Classic that they can fit 700 games on there now. Yeah. It's doable.
That's insane.
I haven't fucked with it since the very first version of that Hackshi program came out. I don't know if I'm going to, and in fact, if I trade it in, I might actually just revert it back to the original kernel and stuff, so it's still original. The only thing, I've still got the box.
You might see what the dude at the local trade shop would prefer, honestly, because if he wants it with those extra 30 games and that hack already installed, then...
we'll see. It's not like he couldn't do it himself.
Right.
A quick Google search or go to Reddit, you can find out how to do it. But it just begs the question with as popular as the Switch is, because it's scarce, but we know that they're going to be making more because it's a new console.
Yeah,
they've got to support it.
It's the next generation.
Right. But why would they just stop production on the NES Classic when it has been such a success. It's not like it's the Virtual Boy where it came out and no one bought it and it ended up in bargain bins for $20. People stood in line and waited for this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going for outrageous prices on eBay. I mean, they just created this black market for NES Classics.
Yeah, they did.
You know, go on eBay and look it up and just see. I mean, you know, you can always say, well, it's going for this much on eBay, and eBay doesn't necessarily dictate what the price is because what people are asking for it isn't always what people are willing to pay for it.
Right.
But if you look and see, I'm seeing some for like $250, $300 that have like 40 bids on it. So you know people are willing to pay at least that much of the highest bid for these things now. There's a subreddit called Flippers, and it's all over it right now. Like, hey, you know, if you can get your hands on one, get it and double your money or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, the fact that I have an NES Classic, it's nice to have one, but the temptation to make over 100% profit off of it is very, you know, tempting as well.
Yeah.
You know, what do? Do I sell it? Let me know.
Yeah.
You know,
what should Eric do?
What should I do? Should I sell this NES Classic? Because here's the thing. I've got some money put back. And if I sold the NES Classic, that would put me over the top to be able to buy a Switch and a game with it. And, you know, start playing some more newer Nintendo games. Should I do that? Should I sit on the NES Classic?
Will it only appreciate in value?
I'm sure it will.
Is the question.
I'm sure it will.
So,
I'm not giving back the poster, though. I framed it.
Right, yeah, no, that stays. Leave a comment, hashtag sell it, hashtag save it.
Yeah.
Let us know what Eric should do with his
below.
NES Classic.
And we'll move on.